everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I'm Sean. This is In the Mixer, episode number 12 of our Pentagon challenge. If you didn't go and watch episode 11 at the start of this week, go and check that one out now. It's going to bring you up to date with where we're at. We're finally in the Chinese Super League, gets our season underway, and today we're actually going to see the conclusion of the season. There's a bunch of exciting stuff happening. Full disclosure, this is a little bit of late night FM, just because I don't really want to stop playing the game right now. I want to see the season with its conclusion. So it could be chaotic. There's a lot to run through. We're not going to waste too much time. We're going to jump in and see how we've gone. So first and foremost, as you guys can't see because it's behind my head, we'll jump into the league table. Just up above me there, sitting in 15th spot, one of the relegation spots is Shenyang Urban, who of course we are managing. We are level on points, but behind a goal difference with Chengdu Better City, one of the rich clubs in the division, which is fascinating. We are 3 points behind Zhejiang as well, who we of course played in the episode earlier this week. Go and check that one out if you haven't seen it already. We have been pretty much in and around the relegation spots the entirety of this season. If we look at our league positions, I think the highest that we got to was 11th at about the midway point of the season, and then we've been up and down, and it's been very, very tight, to be fair. We're only 6 points behind the teams in 11th, 12th, and whatever else now. You can see there's a lot of teams with very negative goal differences as well. Some teams have been absolutely smashed, but just have the cash to really get themselves up. I did show you guys, I think at the end of last episode, but like Chengdu, who are probably battling with us for that last relegation spot today, they're in third position. Jiangsu, they're down spending 164 million comparative with our 44. Even Zhejiang is twice what we're currently spending, which is crazy. So we've done really well, I think, to even just be still in the conversation and still with the chance of keeping ourselves up on the final day of the season. So the scenario that we're going into is that we're playing the CZ or Kangzhou, I think it is, Mighty Lions on the final day of the season. We actually beat them away from home, got a really good result, a 2-1 victory, one of very few away results we've actually gotten throughout the course of the season, which is why I'm kind of excited about how that one could potentially go. We did play them in the first division a couple of seasons ago. Most of these other results are from prior to me taking over. On the other side, Chengdu are playing Jiangsu, who we've already spoken about. Last time they played each other, you can see up here, it was a 4-4 draw away from home. So both sides have leaked goals this season. Both sides are capable of scoring goals if they need to. Chengdu have actually galvanized a little bit through the transfer window. They picked up their last 3 wins back in August. They haven't won since though. They've got on a run of 5 straight draws, which is ridiculous. They've got Bruno Fernandes playing there at 36 years of age, still just cracking in penalties and free kicks and whatever else. He's not doing a whole lot else. So they've got some ability and they're clearly spending enough cash to try and stay in the division. I think we can get a draw or a win, and I think we can potentially leapfrog them if Chengdu lose their game. And that's a scenario we're going into. As far as the squad, we have pruned back a little bit. There were some players that we were trying to get rid of in the under-23s that we just still haven't been able to get rid of. Thankfully, most of their contracts are up at the end of the season, so we should be able to jettison them and some of the wage that's associated here. Having said that, we are miles over our wage budget. So it's not really going to matter that much unless we can sell them for a couple of million each, and then maybe we can try and drag it back down a little bit more. But we have brought in some expats. I've gone back to the well. I brought in some Australians to really try and help bail us out because we got to a point in the season where we were really, really struggling. So the 4 that have joined, David Burns has joined from Melbourne Victory and Western Sydney, where he was. He was a free agent when he came across. We needed some depth at left back. It just wasn't working out with the players that we had, and I wanted a lefty to play on that left-hand side, which we didn't have in our previous 2 left backs, some of whom have moved on from the club since. We signed this guy, Michael Lundy, 25-year-old who came through at Central Coast Mariners, spent 105 games there. Decent 4-star current and 5-star potential ability. Again, on a free transfer, just his contract was up. Seemed like a good time to try and grab him. He's been good for us. Julian O'Connell, we're trying to get him to work as an inside forward on the left-hand side, but he'll play on the right today. Again, 4-star current, 5-star potential ability. Just trying to improve the overall depth of the squad. Basically, I was looking at the squad that we had and where were our 3.5, where were our 4-star players, and where were the gaps that were coming up. And this is where we need it. So imagine that Lundy was in here as a 4-star player. Imagine O'Connell was over here as a 4-star player. Adam Brown's the other one. He'll play up front today, but usually he plays an inside forward on the right. And then we've got, Zhang Wei leading the line up top, who, to be fair, hasn't had the greatest season, if I'm being completely honest. Only 6.61 as an average rating. Only 6 goals from 24 appearances. Not the best from him, considering how much money we're paying him week to week, but, still only 19, still has time on his side. So we did go to the well. We did try and bring in reinforcements to keep us in the division. They have seen our performances improve. We actually didn't win a game for the first 12 matches of the season, which seems ridiculous. We weren't terrible during that time. We actually only lost twice in the league itself, but just all these draws is what's really killed us. This one here against Meiju, we were actually up 3-0 up at half time, and it was a 93rd minute equaliser that got them the result. Guangzhou, again, we took a late lead and then again they pulled us back. So here against DL Pro, 93rd minute equaliser. Like, there's a lot of stuff like that that's happened throughout the course of the season where we've just really struggled to kind of see out games based on the quality and ability of the opposition. We've had a couple of heavily defeats. Qingdao beat us. Of course, they came up with us last season as promoted champions. Jiangsu beat us pretty heavily. But other than that, we've been pretty well in the battle most of the times. Lots of 2-1 defeats, lots of 3-1 defeats, 3-2s in here as well. Some big victories. We did get a result against Qingdao. We beat Changchun, I think, when they were second in the division early on. Beat Shanghai Port, beat Jiangsu. So some of the rich teams in the division we have actually beaten. I don't know if we can back that up and get a good result against Kangzhou Mighty Lions, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that we've got enough depth in the squad. We have got some players out. David Burns, who I mentioned, the left back, he won't play. Shang Wei is not fully fit, so he will unlikely start, but we've still got like a core here that is largely under the age of 25, that is largely, you know, kind of 20, getting into like, you know, their peak years, you would think, or at the very least has like a decent resale value so that we can try and move them on at the end of the season if it hasn't quite worked out. But slowly but surely, we're getting closer and closer to having like everyone in the starting 11 at 4-star current ability, which is really what we need if we want to try and compete at any level throughout the rest of the division. We have got a full shortlist as well of players that we're keeping an eye on, a lot from other teams in the division. I'm keeping an eye on quite a few Chengdu talents as well, who are, you know, kind of mid-20s that if they go down, you would think would want to leave. Some of the wages are ridiculous. Like, they're paying this guy, Bai Liang, the right back, $560K per week, which is just absolutely astronomical. But if their contractors are up, if they are free agents at the end of the season, potentially we can try and bring them in and like bring down their wages quite a bit. Financially speaking, we are hemorrhaging money still. At our most in our bank this season, we had 37 million Chinese yuan. We are now at negative 20. So we've lost 50 million throughout the course of the season, which is crazy. Yes, there is a stadium that's taking quite a bit of that funding away, but I'm not sure. And yes, I am miles over my wage budget, but I'm not sure exactly what's going on to have it be such a poor effort and such a poor result financially for the season itself. All right, so this is the scenario going into the last day. If Chengdu win their match, we're going down. There's nothing we can do about that. They can draw that match and we can win our match, and that would be enough for us to still leapfrog them up onto 31 points. They'd go down on 29 points. If we both draw, we'll go down. If we draw and they lose, we will stay up on 29 points. If we both lose, we need there to be a big goal swing. So potentially we need Jiangsu to put like 4 or 5 past them, given that 1 goal difference. I'm actually not sure if it goes on goal difference or if it goes on head-to-head. I'm assuming it goes on head-to-head because Jiangsu and Mizhou are level on points, but Jiangsu are ahead of them despite having a negative 23 goal difference. So looking at our results, we drew with them 0-0 towards the start of the season, which is fine. And then they beat us 2-0. Bruno Fernandes with a penalty. I do remember that game. So if it goes to head-to-head, they will go through as well, which is frustrating. So we need to get a draw. We need to get a point, at least a point, and we need to hope that other results go our way, which is unfortunate. We might go with this, even though we're at home, I think we're going to go with this cautious possession-based style first. Let's try and keep the ball away from them, and then hopefully we can really try and push through. I'm going to actually move this around. We'll get the Australians on the wings, which are the natural positions that I'm trying to get them working in. We'll get our backup striker up top. And then hopefully Zhang Wei, we can bring him on, maybe with 30 minutes to go as we try and look and get something. Point finger, I'm going to say our chances of survival depend on a win here. And I'm also going to tell the defense assertively that I've got faith in them. If we can get a clean sheet, that is half the job done. Then we just have to try and snag a goal somewhere. If we can't, if this goes into like a score draw or a scoring match, I don't see us getting 3 points. Good reverse pass here. Chow Lang, black stick ball towards O'Connell. And I tell you what, that move has paid off immediately because O'Connell would have been on the right-hand side if we hadn't made that quick tactical adjustment. Good throw-in play here. Brown holds it up well for him. Just plays that little reverse pass in. It's a deep, deep cross towards the back stick. Excellent from the fullback. And header back across the goalkeeper as he tries to change direction. 6 minutes in, we've taken a lead. And that would be enough to get us out as things currently stand. Chengdu and Jiangsu still drawing their match just as I've hiccuped right into the microphone. Highlight coming the other way here, though, for Kangzhou. Brown, right-hand side, wants to get it back on his favoured left foot. Cut back towards near post, and Jian Li, who we've just brought off the bench, gets his, I think, 3rd goal of the season or something like that. He's our backup striker. Hasn't played all that much throughout the course of the season, but he could have just come up with a huge goal as far as the overall context of the season is concerned. Brown, good ball into the near post here, and he's about a yard out when he actually finishes. The keeper should have done better. The defender should have done better, but I'm 100% going to take it. And inside 10 minutes, we are 2-0 up. Long ball forward here again in midfield. We do power header back across. Lundy with a good recovery. Now Brown gets into the box, goes for the strike. It was just looked like it might squirm its way into the near post there, but good save from the keeper. Lundy from the corner, ball towards back stick. And they counter on the other end. Thankfully, we do manage to get it away before the highlight ends. Sukic now comes forward for Kangju. Good little reverse pass at the edge of the 18-yard box. They've hit the post, and then Maoshi gets it away for us. Still 0-0 in the Chengdu. Jiangsu's just taken a lead. All right, everything could be going our way at the moment. Chao Lang, backstick ball. It's pinballed around again, and again, Jiang Lei looked like he might be able to get something there. Great save from the keeper. Long ball forward, Maoshi flicks it over. Wang Wei coming forward. It's end-to-end stuff here for both sides. Gonzalez, thankfully, he just rifled that one, hit the post, and it makes its way out. Chengdu have got an equaliser in their game. Fernandez, it doesn't say penalty, so I'm assuming it's a free kick. He does not score at 36 from open play. Ball back stick. Lundy with a good defensive header away. It's pinballing around again. We need someone to try and get the ball down here. Don't put it back into that spot. Right, clearance right into the centre where they've got three midfielders just waiting to bring it down. Cut back there to Wang Wei, and thankfully drives his shot at the far post just beyond the far one. We're going to hit demand more. 10 minutes remaining in this first half. As things stand, we would go up. We're either going to capitulate disastrously, or Jiangsu are going to do us a favour and really put their foot down here in the second half. Got a free kick. Lundy to take. It's not a bad effort, curling back towards goal. I think the keeper did have it covered though. And as halftime's called, we are 2-0 up, doing all that we can on our end. We just need to hope that Chengdu don't find a winner in their match. I'm going to say, assertively, you might be winning, but that could change. Okay, most have responded positively, which is good. We're going to give it 15 minutes, and I'm going to have a look at subs and changes. Throw in, left-hand side. Lundy again, who's been very busy in the highlights that we've seen. Ling Bin out to Yifeng. Oh, tries to close it down too early. Maoshi needs to get the ball somewhere. Goes all the way back to the keeper. Just slow down. Wait for the press to come. You don't have to release it. He does anyway. Ball out to the right-hand side is poor. Thankfully, he gets it headed straight back. Brown's got an overlapping fullback if he can find him. Does now. Chao Long, great assist for the first goal. What can he do here? It's pinballing around. It falls back stick. It falls to O'Connell. Julian O'Connell, the Australian winger who we're playing pretty much out of position on the left-hand side, has got a famous double here, which could potentially keep us in the division next season. It's a great ball across from Chao Lang. Reverse pass to Brown. O'Connell with the strike. Lovely back across the goalkeeper. Maybe could have gone near post just to make me a little bit less nervous, but we are 3-0 up, and surely now we've got a bit of a buffer where even if the wheels do come off, we've got something there to work with for the remaining 30 minutes or so. Ling Bin out to Brown. Fullback is on the overlap again. He's been excellent. Wang An with the strike, and again, Gu Zhao with a good save in the Kangzhang goal. Still 1-1 in the Chengdu Jiangsu game. If Jiangsu could take a lead, they've just taken a lead. All right, I've jinxed it with the curse of the commentator, but for some reason, in a positive manner, they're now 2-1 up. This could be absolutely massive for us. All right, condition is going to drive what we do here. Ling Bin is going to stay out there, and condition's not going to drive what we're going to do here. We're going to go by match rating. Yi Feng, I can't take him off. Yongzhu can come off for Zhang Wei, who can play up top. That's fine. Wang An hasn't been bad, but hasn't been great. We'll bring on Zhang Di just to get some sort of fresh legs out there. Let's get a little bit more energy. And we might hold off on that last sub for the last 10 minutes. I've also used a demand more shout. This would be a famous turnover if on the final day of the season we can leapfrog up into 14th spot. Throw in, right-hand side. Chao Lang, who's been excellent. 2 assists in the match, or 2 crosses that have led to goals in the match. Chan Hao gets goal side just to make it a little bit more tense. 15 minutes remaining, and we are 3-0 up. Megson to take towards near post. It's flicked on just over the crossbar, but we'll take the goal kick. I've got one more sub up my sleeve that I can potentially make, and we're just going to make this one based on play condition. Ling Bin, I can't do a lot with you, mate, because we don't have the depth, but Xiao Lang, who's been excellent, I can take him off for Yong. And let's just get a little bit more fresh legs out there at right back. We're going to demand more. Come on, lads. A couple more minutes to hold on. Megson with a wide free kick here for Kangju. Plays it short. Why are we leaving men open on the edge of the 18-yard box? That's dangerous. Cutbacks pinballing around, and Dalong somehow gets it out for the goal kick, or for the corner. Lundy here with a corner of our own. Looks like Brown's been taken off injured by the physio, so we're down to 10 here with only a few more minutes remaining. O'Connell on a hat-trick. What can he do? Wide left area. Looks to try and cut it back. We've won the corner. Just stand them up, boys. I would happily... You just waste time for 4 minutes if you can, gents. Ball's coming the other way, though. Chao Chen. Zhang Wei does very well. Filling in at centre-back for us late on in this one. 4 additional minutes of injury time. I've seen all sorts of memes all over Twitter about people like conceding 3 and 4 equalisers in late portions of matches. And here they come. Tian Hao, ball over to Xiao Chen, and it's a lovely, lovely tackle there from Liu Yong, the sub, forces it out. 2.5 more minutes of additional time to be added on. Dallin comes out and claims the cross and sends it out to the right-hand side. Brown has gotten goal side. He's going to want to get it back on his left. Goes the strike himself. Guzhong with a good save. Just keep it in the corner, boys. Don't worry about getting in the box. He's gone back stick. O'Connell, can he get it back in? Reverse pass to Zhang Di. Cut back towards the edge of the area. We had a couple of bodies in there, but they do scramble it away. This could be a famous victory. This could arguably be our biggest result, and we've held on for a 3-0 victory. What has that done for us for the rest of the season? Outstretched arms, really special today, lads. Nobody gave you a chance. Everyone seems inspired and motivated. What's happened in the other result? And it looks like we've managed to leapfrog. We've pulled off effectively the great escape where we've jumped up. In the end, a 3-3 draw at Jiangsu. I'm glad I wasn't paying attention to their match because they scored. Jiangsu went 3-1 up, and then Chengdu brought it back to 3-3. Laid on another goal, and we would not have gone up. Holy shit. We avoid relegation on the final day. O'Connell with his double gets 2 goals and the man of the match award. Superb in front of goal. We'll give him a bit of praise. Shandong are champions, but who really cares about that portion? We've stayed in the division, which is crazy. Oh, we've got a big off-season coming. We need to get rid of these 2.5-star players and these 2-star players and whatever else, and like really start getting some of the better talent in towards the division. Chengdu have gone down, which is actually great for us because it means hopefully a lot of these players that they've got that are 4.5 and 5-star, maybe we can coax them to come across and play for us next season and really improve our team. Are there any jobs that have come up? Nothing at the moment in the division. So we're probably going to do a full off season with Shenyang again, but what a result, what a performance. I am drained. I am absolutely wrecked, but I'm glad that we played on that one last game. All right, so it's been a tough run. 14th place. We just by the skin of our teeth stay in the Super League. Hopefully we can build on that next season. Hopefully we can recruit, get a little bit better and start jumping up the table. Or worst case scenario, continue boosting our profile in China to try and get one of those big money jobs with one of the big teams in this division. If you want to help support the channel, if you want to help celebrate the results today, drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on all of our future ones. But as always, more than anything, I just appreciate you all watching along. As always, I've been Sean. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.